Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Stash Report from the Stash Project. Today is July 26th, 2021, and we have a little few kit releases this week. Starting to get some of the domestic things for July in, as well as a few other overseas releases, as we predicted. Not a tremendous amount of news this week, mainly because, again, it was a 4-day holiday in Japan. The two who we got Savino's kit last week. Two of the round two kits are not out as of yet, and so we only have a few other things in Japan really. So yeah, it's the end of the month, so it's going to be light. And then the holiday certainly didn't help anything. So no new kit announcements, kit teases, or anything else like that. But we do have again those domestic kit releases, so we will start there. At round two, we got the collector's tin of the Postal Service stamps. The 1969 Dodge Daytona. If you like this tin, if you like the stamp art, then you, I guess, could buy this. If you have any desire to actually build a 1969 Dodge Daytona, then you would, of course, buy the Revell kit, because this is a hot mess inside of a tin can. I see absolutely no reason whatsoever to buy this kit unless you really, really want this tin. Absolutely not. You can buy this kit for way, way less than this tin cost by just going on eBay and searching for this kit. It's been released a gajillion times. It's not a very good kit, and I try to keep away from, not so much bashing kits, but critiquing kits in a negative way. Unless they truly deserve it, like the old Aimei Beetles that Italeri or Tallery and Aoshima keep pushing out, or something like this. The Revell, I have nothing against $69 Daytonas. Like, the wing cars are really, really cool, actually. That's why I would go buy a Revell kit I already have one, but if I didn't have one, I would go buy a Revell kit. This, no. No excuse for this whatsoever, but, they've got this Postal Service license now, and obviously this was a quick, easy thing for them. It's got new decals included, but yeah, I mean, this is the General Lee with a ill-fitting nose piece and a wing. So, yeah, there's that. And then over at Atlantis, they had two kit releases for July, and I guess we're going to start paying attention to their release schedule, since they've been 3 months on schedule here, so we can start paying attention and start adding them to the monthly recaps. But these are a couple of 1/32 scale snap-tight kits. These are old monogram tools from the very early 1980s. They're a little unique in snap-tight, especially small-scale snap-tight, in the fact that they do have engines in them, and they did have chrome-plated parts in them as well. So first up, you have this 1969 Chevy Nova SS. It's still a fairly basic kit. It's not like crazy. If you talk about 1/32 scale crazy kits, you talk about something like the Aoshima or the Fujimi truck kits that they do. They're in the smaller scale because, of course, Japanese space constraints, but they're like full detail, full engines and multi-piece engines and stuff like that. This is a couple of pieces of engine, a couple pieces of chassis, a couple pieces of interior. Think of it like, I don't know, a slightly engine promotional model, but again in 1/32 scale. And the other release is this, the 1982 Z28 Camaro. Apparently, I don't know, we just don't use Chevrolet in products anymore. Again, molded in color. It's got some chrome-plated parts. It's got an engine. Um, it's cool for what it is, and I just think it's kind of interesting to see Atlantis pick these as something to do. When they have all the other Revell odds and ends and all that scratch and dent stuff they bought off around two, the old Palmer and Pyro and Ideal stuff. But they have this GM license, and might as well use it for something, and they'll probably sell a fair amount of these, being that they again are engined snap-tight 1/32 scale kits. But the reason they say muscle car series and sports car series on them is they were originally, I want to say, 10, maybe 12 of these total. There's a bunch of 1/32 scale dragsters as well, but I don't think technically they would be in a muscle car or sports car series. But there were like at least a half a dozen, and I want to say there were two series of a half a dozen, as I remember seeing the the old ads for these when they were being posted in various forums. But they probably all will come back out, but of course right now we're going to get the GM stuff first because, again, licensing rules the world. So there is that. We'll go over to the fine folks at Aoshima, who are going to provide the rest of today's content, and they are releasing basically a bunch of just spot run stuff, and there's one of the technically new kits for July. So on the spot run side of things, you have this Silk Blaze 2010 Toyota Alfred van, some VIP van action for you. Then you have the Toyota Racing Development version of the Toyota Chaser, some aero parts, different set of wheels, and things like that are basically the only difference between this and the regular JZX 100 Chaser. Then you have reissue of the Toyota Hilux Surf, always a good time because this still does have left-hand drive dashboard and left-hand drive components in it, so you can almost build a 4Runner out of it. Again, we would like to see somebody do some 4Runner decals for it, but, you know, is what it is. Sticking with Toyota trucks, and something that I wish they would sell with a left-hand drive dashboard and left-hand drive wipers in it, so I don't have to cannibalize that $28 SUV. This, the R90 Hilux Custom. So this is basically the pickup truck we had. Not only was last week, I think it was the week beforehand. It was a lowrider. Well, this is the monster truck, if you will, version of that same kit. So there's that. And then you have a reissue of the 1991 Toyota Crown Majusta as well. And then the one sort of new kit for this week is they continue to rebox the reboxes of the reboxes with a new logo that says model car in Japanese down by the number. You have the 1998 Toyota Celsior. This is the facelifted version of the Celsior. It's not what we would consider to be the Lexus LS 400 kit that we got here in the United States with an AMT box, and has also been, I don't think they've actually resold that one in the model car line yet, but this one, number kit 21, it's been around for a while. This is the LS 430, and was the slightly modified front end on it. Love to see them do this in a Lexus box again, because the Lexus version of this is like next to impossible to find. You basically need the left-hand drive components. Otherwise, you know, and the Lexus grill, it's not, again, this isn't always Aoshima, it's just a few pieces. Now, this makes a little more sense to me than some of the Mitsubishi Evo 10 stuff, because obviously Lexus and Toyota are technically two different brands. Obviously, Toyota owns them both, but I'm sure there is a licensing factor to the Lexus name that costs more than just the Toyota name does. So that is the reason for that, more than likely, and that, guys and gals, if there are any gals, is this week's show. So hope you guys had a great weekend. This week will mark 3 weeks until the Nats in Las Vegas, the IPMS Nationals. So starting to feel, you know, the heart palpitations, starting to feel like the little damp under the arms. Things are chugging along nicely. I was actually going to get some stuff together for a bench update on the other channel, and I realized that one of the parts I painted for part of the chassis that I was building was actually the wrong part. I painted the grill intake rather than the lower valance intake, and you know, no biggie. I mean, obviously the other thing had to be painted too. It just wasn't what I was trying to paint that day. So I have to go back and fish that other part out of the kit and paint it up real quick so we can put the chassis together. So anyway, hope you guys had a great weekend, and we'll see you on the other side.